Like, I was always a scribbler. I used to describe myself as a scribbler. It was actually my mother suggested, why don't you go to art school? A great teacher we had, Angela Morrissey. She asked us one day, what do you think is the relevance of what you're doing, the art, to the people across the road? And we were across the road from Ballybeg, which is the biggest housing estate in Waterford. My response was to bring the art into the community. So I ended up doing a whole heap of murals in the housing estate I grew up in Johns Park, in the arches. And I'd been working with kids in the Good Shepherds at the time. And the thing I was interested in was children's art. So I started doing what might have been very literal kind of paintings with a message about, how creativity in children could be encouraged and that. But soon after I started painting with my fingers, I can really trace what I'm doing now back to those paintings, 40 years ago. You could lose sleep over the right colour green, And to kind of justify that kind of way of living, your consciousness of the world around you is heightened some way. I used a lot of this orange. It's a kind of, I suppose, reference to those inflatable boats and the life jackets. I'd been actually doing some paintings referencing the Syrian refugee when that little boy Alan Curdy washed up on the beach in Bodrum. It could have been any boy in some ways, and he was wearing these little red and blue, and if you were to draw a young boy, that would be it, And for years too, I'd been painting about Icarus, the Greek mythology of Icarus, whose father made him wings to escape from imprisonment. I always saw it as a kind of an image of somebody chasing their dreams, despite the dangers. And I did a whole series on the children of Lir. It's a child turning into swan, obviously, but for a moment, it's a child with wings. And, I've done that image of a child with wings, someone following their dreams for many years. So I kind of saw the parallel. And so I started putting that Icarus figure into the work alongside, all the boat references. And Anna Rourke, who had set up the refugee centre for Syrian women and children, saw the piece, and we got together. Like, when I went to Turkey to the refugee centre, I genuinely didn't know at the start was it going to be of any use, because you can't eat paint, and I knew the desperate situation they were in. And, on the contrary, it turned out to be kind of amazing. I suppose, simplicity, it probably brought a bit of joy. And kind of doing the work I was doing in Turkey has reinforced the importance of being creative, particularly for kids. I want people to look at the paintings, and so in some ways you have to nearly make them, maybe attractive is the wrong word, but you have to bring people to look at them closer. People said to me, "Geez, your painting looks like ice cream, strawberry ripple kind of ice cream." And that was the painting called Burnt Orange Bodrum Boat, and the strawberry ice cream was a kind of small figure based on the Alan Curry. And when I tell people that, they're completely taken aback. It's not an illustration of a child drowning, something more. It's about the spirit of their life. somewhere in those marks, in those, in that expression, in those colours, in that physical paint, everything will be in there.